Now let's talk about the North London affair. Of course, first of all, we need to talk about for a very long time we used to say London is red. So let's talk about Arsenal, and it's just looking shambolic. To be honest, what's happening with Arsenal after 8 hours without scoring in an open play? Still, only the defender could score, and now he's joined. I think their top scorer is at three goals, and the person who their captain has only two, same as their defender Gabriel. What's happening with Arsenal? Because if you look at the way they play, in as much as first half they were down, totally down. In fact, it was every time Wolverhampton were possessing, you could start smelling a goal. It was that bad. Wolverhampton, anytime they possessed the ball, they were just running until Leno must save or corner kick. So let's look at this Arsenal team. What's not happening with Arsenal? Is it the players? Is it Arsenal have they need to change their whole squad, or is it the manager? What's not happening at Arsenal? Because after winning the FA and Community Shield, all Arsenal fans they were shoulder high. They were feeling like now we are back where we were. But things are just they are being exposed. And you could see if you look at, for example, second half. At some point they were at 72 possession, 72% to 28. Give that possession to the likes of Liverpool, Man City, and maybe United, and definitely they will score. If you can dominate with possession of 72%, they will score. But what's happening with Arsenal? Let's start with Josiah.
So you saw me doing this. This is a very awesome topic for me because for everyone, including you guys plus everyone who watches us, I have dissected before the problems that Arsenal is having, and when I watched them again, it just proved me right. From the manager to the players to the owners to and the expectations of the fans. I am telling you, everything is wrong. Starting with the simplest one of the fans, you have to read the game, look at your team objectively, and know that something's wrong. Accept that first. Before we take it to the people who can actually change the club, the fans, you need to put your expectations down. Yeah, because it's really bad. Now, to start with, I listened to Roy Keane making a joke, but not a joke, about Arsenal having enough not to go down or not to be relegated. And you might think it's a joke, yeah? And he might not get to that. But there is a big chance that if you don't do anything about it, with the likes of West Brom and Fulham getting 3 points somewhere, it might get to you. What do I mean? I looked at that Arsenal team and you can clearly tell that there is no leadership. Let's start there. There is no one in that pitch that you would see calling out guys for to try and win, to try and motivate them, to try and get some pride back for the club. And the only player that I can arguably tell you is your only good player there that look like he has a head is Gabriel. Only from the way he's defending, trying to cover up for some of the things, from him getting frustrated, seeing what the rest of them are doing, to even getting a goal on the other side and doing some extra work for some of these people. You're shocked. You look at the rest of the team and you're amazed that's Arsenal. On to top it off, if you dare imagine that an injury or COVID would get to Gabriel or to Leno, then you paint a picture for Arsenal, yeah, and you even feel pity. There is no longer banter anymore. You feel pity, and you're talking about them competing with the likes of the people we have mentioned. And be honest, it will be a Burnley thing. Can you imagine Arsenal getting a Man City right now with the way you guys are? As in, you will die, let alone Spurs.
Not
So
Man City,
when
Spurs. Let's see it this
wait,
weekend.
let me finish. I have a lot to say about Arsenal. Let me tell you something. When it comes to the manager is very naive and is very biased. By naive, let me start with naivety. By naive, when you look at other clubs, when they had an issue with a certain player, they looked for a replacement for that player. So by the time you're sidelining one player, you have reason to say, okay, I sideline this guy and I have a replacement for him. And we can look at it and say, okay, good. Look at Chelsea when they sidelined Kepa. They brought Mendy. And you look at that club like Chris and say, makes sense. They had an issue with their defense. They brought in Thiago. If it didn't work, you would say, I tried bringing in someone. If take it even to Manchester United on the likes of, Pogba, people complained and said all this, there's Van de Beek there. When we are saying Martial can't score, we don't have a number 9. Okay, we got the likes of Cavani and say he has experience. And I can continue taking it very long and give you examples of people Arsenal should be competing with and some of the things that they have done. But look at Arsenal having no attacking midfielder and sidelining someone is not even in the squad. Don't even tell me that it's a club thing, it's a what thing, you're the manager. At the end of the day, you have to tell them, if you're sidelining this guy, then get me someone who can play this position. Look at Guendouzi. He's a manifestation of how bad some of the decisions that have been made by Arteta are. And it's from the point of Arteta having a thick head because of winning the FA. I can't dare tell you that he won that FA and felt everything is all right. Look at Shaka in that pitch. He does not want to play. He has no quality. He's so poor. Guendouzi he was a horse, if not a donkey for that matter. He used to give it all. For him to be sidelined, it was him having the mentality to protect one of the players of Arsenal, but he was put aside. For me, that person lacks in Arsenal. There is no one who is ready to even push people or even push opponents and try and show, we are strong, we can't be pushed, we can't, we want to win this. It's not there with anyone. Look at Aubameyang. He was so disinterested. I bet you right now that Aubameyang is looking at it and saying, I regret extending this contract if this is the thing. Look at Willian. People have made, even from the recruitment, people have made a case for Willian and how best he has been in the past. Now he's old. He's a grandfather in football in terms of the pitch because he's 30s and the pace is not there anymore. You don't change the system and you expect him to run like that. Look at Pepe, as in you're trying to see somewhere Arsenal is gonna get something and you lack. And I'm telling you, you guys need to be very careful for one main reason. In the 90s, there were Newcastles and Blackburns who are winning trophies, and now they are forgotten. If you are asking Newcastle fans at that time, if they would see themselves where they are right now, they wouldn't expect it. Liverpool was somewhere there some years ago where they were, they were somewhere down there where they had to stay for 30 years without getting a league. I'm telling you that as much as the likes of Chelsea, Manchester United, or whoever are still not where they're supposed to be, Arsenal is not trying even to be there. You can tell United, even when they get it wrong with a manager, probably, but they are trying to invest. You can tell Chelsea, even with an experienced manager, they're trying to buy and spend. You can tell Liverpool still want to maintain something. You can tell Spurs brought in a manager who has a mentality of winning. You look at Arsenal, there's no investment, there's no manager, the players don't want to play. It's like they have a thing now that they want him gone. And you try and look for a way they're gonna get out of this, and there is no squad in Arsenal. I'm telling you the truth. Aubameyang gets injured today, and you guys are in problems. So when you tick every single box that a team is supposed to salvage itself from, it's not ticking a box for Arsenal. So for me, it's more of pity than anything. It's quarter of PL played right now when we have played 96 plus games now. So it's quarter of the season played right now. you guys need to act very fast, because if you don't, things are gonna be bad. Yeah.
No, I think it's very. You are true. You are correct. If you look at the way, and it's like the top management did not take note. If you look at this Arsenal finishing eighth last season, just look statistically, and you'll realize that almost either three quarter or half of their goals were scored by Aubameyang. So it's like Aubameyang carried Arsenal last season. He just carried Arsenal by himself. Now, at the moment, he's off form because these things happen in football. Sometimes you are on form, sometimes you are off form, fatigue comes, and the fact that he's off form, he's not scoring goals, and now Arsenal are being exposed. Thorough exposure. What was happening last season? Because last season it was all about Aubameyang. Arsenal were poor, but he ended up scoring 22 goals. This time, the banters are coming. He has 2 goals, and now you can see where Arsenal are. And actually, this squad is taking Arsenal. I remember SP was talking about Leeds. When it comes to relegation, Leeds will be there. But look at the chances created by Leeds. Look at the way they are shot on target. I think there is something they are just always, I was looking at the stats, Leeds are always top 5. Shot on target, chances created, they are always there. Talk of Arsenal, they are always in the bottom 5. It shows how bad the team is. And to be honest, if the owners of Arsenal are watching, they need to they must make action right now, because it will be too late to make changes. Talk about January. Talk about February. Arsenal will be struggling at 16th or 17th. Because when I watched Arsenal under listening to Roy Keane, somebody may say that he's joking. But if you looked at the way Arsenal played versus Wolverhampton, you can see why Roy Keane spoke that way. This is a team that, to be honest, for now, it's hard to beat any formidable team. Talk of any formidable team. Talk of Southampton. Talk of Everton. Arsenal will struggle to get a draw in those fixtures. Maybe they can. They can Brighton. Even Brighton. And actually, Brighton last season they got 6 points from Arsenal. And I'm seeing the same thing repeating, because they are attacking. They are attacking. The only team Arsenal can maybe get a win is the likes of Burnley, maybe West Brom, but any formidable team, you can put your bet on that team. SP, what do you have to say about it?
Well, Steve, Arsenal for me has been very consistent this season. Consistently inconsistent, if I could say that. For the first time in a long time, we cannot talk about the club failing to spend, because this summer window they've gotten the targets they were looking for. They wanted a defender, they got Gabriel, and they fought off big teams. United wanted him, and some other European clubs that wanted Gabriel. They've activated Thomas Partey's release clause. They've signed Willian on a free. So you'd expect that the Arsenal squad would be in a better place. However, and we said this at the beginning of the season, will the Aubameyang signing become another Ozil or another Sanchez? And so far, those big money wages are not good for the club at all, because they disrupt team harmony, they disrupt everything. But I'd like to have a discussion with Aubameyang, because right now he cannot score to save his life, and part of the reason he cannot score is the kind of service he's getting. A while back, um, someone told Ferguson, you cannot win anything with kids, and I'm tempted to repeat the same, because your Willocks and your Sakas and your Rhys Nelsons will not win you anything. I mean, the FA Cup, again, cups are an interesting item. A cup is not like the league. For you to win the league, you need to be consistent for 38 games. For you to win a cup, the FA Cup, you just need to play very well in 4 or 5 games, and have some luck along the way. So I look at Ozil thinking about all the struggles he's having with getting chances, and I see him every day training with a guy called Ozil, because I understand Ozil is still training with the first team. And I ask myself, I mean, the kind of creativity Arsenal are lacking at the moment is right there with Mesut Ozil. And for me, if they do not get a creative midfielder in January, they have to just, Arteta will have to swallow his pride, and 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 recall Ozil to the team, because they are missing that creativity. They are missing that spark in the midfield big time. In terms of where do I see them, I don't think it's all lost. I don't think they're in a relegation fight. I think they have good enough players to stay off relegation. However, I see them struggling to better the position they finished last season. And for me, it's for one reason. The teams ahead of them right now, I know the league is much more competitive, but you look at Wolves, you look at Southampton, even Everton, who are on the decline. You look at the Leicesters, the Tottenhams. They're not looking to slow down anytime soon. And so for me, um, I'm struggling to see whether Arsenal can put up a run together. I saw an interesting stat today, earlier, that in all of Thomas Partey's career, he's missed only, I think, 21 days
2.5 weeks.
with
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and come to Arsenal, he's played what, 2 games,
He's now
and
sidelined for almost 6 weeks.
he's
Two.
out for 6.
Yeah.
So that tells you there is a problem in the Arsenal medical team. So like Josiah is saying, you get to a point where, banter aside, you just pity these guys. I looked at the first half, and every single Wolves attack looked like a goal.
Mm.
And you'd expect that the injury to Jimenez would have slowed down Wolves or affected Wolves' psyche more than Arsenal. But I was speaking to an Arsenal fan today, and he was saying, he wants lockdown to come back again so that we can stop football for the moment, as Arsenal gathers themselves. But unfortunately, or fortunately for us, football is here to stay. And so I enjoy seeing Arsenal struggle. I love it. I loved every moment of that Wolves game. Uh, but I think Arteta also needs to take a hard look at himself. And if all the fans who've been supporting Arteta need to actually start asking themselves, what experience does this guy have? Is he what type of mentality does he have? It's all good to win an FA Cup, but hey, even Wigan won it and were relegated. So that for me is not a big deal, because, like I said, for
Yeah,
an FA
yeah,
Cup,
yeah. Even
you can
Portsmouth.
you only, you only need 6 good games in a season and you win a cup. So yeah, questions on Arteta. I don't think Arteta is the right coach for Arsenal. The same way I don't think Ole is the right coach for United. but again, let's enjoy this. Man United fans, let's enjoy this.
While it lasts.
But again, this is football, and I will not be surprised if I will not be surprised if Arsenal this weekend, pull a fast one on us and beat Spurs. But from the way things are going, I trust Mourinho um, will give these boys a good whooping. And you lose seriously to Tottenham, and questions will start being asked about Arteta.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. We've come to the end of our show. We'll be coming back again with the preview match day 11. It has always been nice to be in the show with you guys. You say you take it the way it is, eh? Without blinking. Thank you. See you shortly for the
Yeah,
preview match day 11.
we say it as it is, Steve.
Okay.